Tuesday Night Live. Didn't think I forgot. It's been a busy week. Welcome, dudes, and see if anybody gathers in. I looked for the invite and I didn't see it, so I'll be curious to see. But a few things I'm gonna hit up, and people join in. Cool. If not, we'll call it a day. Let me get rigged up here just a little bit. How's everybody doing? Good. Good. So I think we're on number 6 here, which is pretty awesome. Had a good hangout with a couple of dudes in Dude Reset. Guy traveling across the country, delivering some parts for a company he works for, and then met up with another guy, and so we got a good hangout. And they're in Dude Reset, but they're also Marine buddies, so it was a big deal, fun time. So a couple things I want to talk about, and we're gonna get cruising and see where this goes. There we go. Gentlemen, dudes, the importance of the quality of the food that we eat. Do we know? Do you know? Do we really know? And I say that because it's crucial that we start to understand what we're putting in our bodies. And I've hit on it, and I've hit on it, and I've hit on it. And I think there's a pretty good grasp of us that understand that. But if you spent your whole life working, towards your goals or whatever, right? Or let's say you've been dragging bottom, drinking water out of the gutter kind of life, and you're still putting your best foot forward, right? And you're not giving up. And whether you've had moderate, mild to no success or huge success, what good is it if we can't take care of ourselves? And if we don't know how to take care of ourselves, we need to start asking questions. Who do we ask questions to? Well, me, or my wife, or something, right? Trends, things you see on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. There's a little validity in most of that, but we need to start paradigm shifting our mind, how we think about what this needs to look like for how long we want it to look like. So that being said, like energy drinks, it's on the no-go list, like it just is. If you need energy at work, then you need to call me and we need to get a plan put together. Fair? Cool. Especially in your 40s. We don't need to be drinking energy drinks for a daily sustenance at our age. Fast food, quit it. Gas station food, quit it. That stuff's it's not designed, it's not meant for us to survive off of it. It's just not. I'm not saying anything bad, or if that's how you eat, then that you are wrong, but like, we got to eat. So if we don't know how to eat, or we have trouble managing our time, and we don't want to food prep, like Dude Reset, reach out to me. I got great simple things to keep nourishment and nutrients in our body, keep the cost low and the health high, right? So energy drinks, no go. Fast food, gas station food, guys, they don't have your health in their best interest. They have dollars in their best interest. We have to understand that. If we've been paying attention, and I'm not going to get political, that's not what this place is for, but if you're paying attention at all, the Bobby Kennedy Make America Healthy momentum is gaining speed, right? It's been about a year since they've taken their mission on, and and it's moving and things are happening. Walmart is the biggest grocer in the country, and in their kitchen, they're starting to make everything without dyes and these weird ingredients, and it's like, well, how did it get to this point? Because they don't have your health in their it's not in their interest. And just because something's legal doesn't mean it's okay. Like I'm not trying to be weird, make weird hand gestures and stuff, but it's like, guys, we're in our 40s. We got to understand this. We have to understand that if we live at drive-thrus and we live at gas stations, and that's where we get our sustenance to sustain life, we're going to have early, drastic, major medical problems. Don't shoot the messenger, guys. That's literally what this is all about. And the other thing is, we've got to get the smoking and the nicotine mellowed. And guys, honest, real talk right quick. Like if you're dipping snuff, and you dip snuff when you walk into a crowd or a place you've never been, and it calms your nerves, you're putting a Band-Aid on something, and there's something underneath that we need to recognize. A lot of people can sustain it. It's fine, but like dipping, it leads to cancer. Smoking, it leads to cancer. It doesn't lead to a healthy life. It doesn't do that. So at this age and at this level, the choices that we're making are conscious. And if we're going to talk about God and Jesus and the devil, like, you can't have a conversation on one without the other. And so it's like, the bad in the world doesn't come from the good in the world. And the good in the world doesn't come from the bad in the world. So we have to really break this down. And we have to understand that if we're not actively fighting disease, we're feeding it. There's no middle ground. Literally no middle ground. So, it starts with this phrase of standard American diet, standard American disease, standard American death. Like, we're not designed to get fat and gray in our 60s and then have cardiovascular disease and die, or a heart attack, or starting to develop cancer. It's not what humans are for. And so I'm not trying to, if you're like, piss off, dude, I'm doing me. Cool. I don't care anymore. I'm going to provide information, and the ones that want to utilize it can. So, we have to understand that in our 40s and beyond, we're actively fighting disease, or we're feeding it. We're either going to make time for our wellness, or be forced to make time for our illness. We don't have to want to compete in something. We don't have to want to be the best at something. But what we need to do is we need to compete with ourselves, and we need to be the best version of ourselves every single day. We're allowed to fail. We're allowed to fall. We're allowed. But what we're not allowed to do is to continue failing and continue falling. Some of this stuff gets real surface level, and some of this stuff gets real deep. The people that stick around, the people that participate, the people that comment, you guys are doing enough. I want you to know that, right? Like, if you're in the gym and you're posting a picture, you got, whatever the scenario is, you have to understand, in the big picture, no matter where you're at in your goals, that you're ahead of about 85% of the men on Earth, planet, globe. If you have an effort to be healthy, you're aware of your food and you're aware of your body movement, you're ahead of the game. So let's build from that. If you're not to that point, let's get you there, right? And if you're like, I'm just going to do me, I don't care. Well, I'm never going to say I told you so, but I will come visit you, because you're going to need some friends, because it's going to get lonely, right? So, good times with the dudes. I seen some dudes in the group. You guys are posting about getting things shaken up, which is good. Here in the Midwest, spring's kind of sprung. We're gonna get a little chill, but like we got to get outside. And if you've been around Dude Reset for a while, Halloween to St. Patty's Day is season of sickness. We don't sweat. We consume sugars. Every day is a reason to celebrate or go buy something in a different color of sugar. And so Halloween to St. Patty's Day, if you guys are to this point and your health's good, you didn't get super sick this year, you didn't gain weight, maybe you're losing some weight or at least sustaining whatever your goal is, right? Like you're ahead of the game. That's a platform to build from. We don't get like 6-8 weeks, get a little flex on or get a little heart healthy and then like quit and then go back to our old ways, because this never just gets better on its own. We have to make the conscious choice to make this better. And you can call it the grind. I'm into polishing, so my grinding wheel days they're not done, but like I'm not trying to grind anymore in life. Like my grinding days, I've gotten to a pretty solid point in life, and so I talk about the polishing wheel. But like the reality is, if you're unhealthy or you're fat or you have high blood pressure or you can't walk up a flight of stairs or across a parking lot without getting gassed, you're behind the curve. It's not too late. You don't have to give up. It's never too late. But what has to happen is you have to shift the mind and decide that you're going to get healthy. You have to understand what that means. You're not ever going to be an Olympic athlete or any of that nature. It just is what it is. But if we can move our own body, we can sustain our body weight, we can incorporate some healthier habits. The benefits that you see in your daily life, that's when it starts to make sense, and that's when you won't quit doing what you're doing. But if you're hooked on ciggies and you're hooked on energy drinks and you can't get out of the car, go to the grocery store, so you just hit the drive-thrus and the to-goes, like, it's cool and it's fun and it tastes good, but it's really a one-way ticket, and we're all on a one-way ticket, right? So like, what do we want that to look like? What do we want it to feel like? Do you want to be dragging ass all day, just lethargic and just no oomph, no care in the world? Or do you want to be like, I'm feeling good, I'm moving, and like, you're feeling good and you're moving is you. It's not me, it's not the other guy, right? So I think it's time because we have a lot of input, we got a lot of things happening, a lot of people are getting, 3 to 5 minute reels of life and then honing in on that, and then, localized experts on the microclimate, if you will, right? The reality is this is a grind. The grind is doing it, being disciplined day in and day out for the rest of your life so you can have the rest of your life. Yeah, I missed a workout yesterday because of the travel. Well, I went, but it was closed and I didn't have the fob, whatever. But I missed the workout yesterday, and then you stay up with your friends, and I drank too much coffee, and I don't drink coffee anymore, so I was literally up all night. And so like today I was all zooted and just weird, but I went and got my workout that I missed. We're never far from ourselves. So like the person that wants to get healthy but doesn't, it's the same person. It's the same you. So like if you have no energy at the end of the day, before you sit down, go walk to the mailbox or to the stop sign or whatever, right? And just start creating the habits. Start creating the space in your brain to go, I'm not just lazy and I'm not just bored. Because then we do things because we're lazy and we're bored. And not even lazy, bored. Or we're not lazy because we did work hard all day, right? And there's a lot of this stuff, and I'm not gonna farm it all onto you, but I'm gonna find the guys that are serious, and we're gonna do some things. But there's you can be in condition, and you can be a construction guy, carpenter, concrete guy. Some of those dudes, like, they're in crazy good condition. Where like a guy like me, I couldn't go on a concrete crew tomorrow. Well, I could for a day, but like to do it for a month, it'd wear me out, right? Like I'm not conditioned for that. So your body can get conditioned to whatever you put it into, And so if you're a laborer, or even if you're a brainiac and you use your brain like a freak all day, like I know those guys, and it's like they don't have to do anything and they can be completely taxed, just completely whooped at the end of the day, because their brain processes and can do so much. Mine don't do that. I'm a hands guy. So I'm not being hypocritical here, but like at the end of the day, when you're whooped, that's when it's time to change. That's when you put the effort in, right? Some guys aren't 4 o'clock in the morning risers. I'll do it, but I'm not going to go work out. Like, it's crazy. So we got to start finding this space, because we always want to say, I don't have time, I'm too busy. And that's what gets you. That's what gets us. So we got guys in here in their 60s down into their 20s, but the majority of us are in this hunk of what should be our prime. Should be our prime time in our marriage, prime time with our kids, or our relatives if we don't have our own kids. So like, this little time period, kind of like 40 to 55, 45, 55, 40 to 60, right? There's a kind of a gap in this old man stage, but we're not supposed to be old men. We're supposed to truly be our best version, and now we've attained everything, so now it's time to start giving back. And we touch on it in here, but I just, you're not the same person today that you were yesterday, kind of thing. And so you go to the river and stand in the river, it's never the same river, even though it's the same spot. So as you learn things, you adapt and adjust and overcome. And so, anywho, I think we've got a lot of good activity, a lot of positive activity. I think it's time to like either document, find your baseline, or elevate. And so I just want to see you guys more and longer and often. And I know your people do too. So, anywho, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy by any means, but if we build an empire on a sawdust foundation, like it's gonna fall, is all I'm kind of getting at. And so make sure what you're doing is of good accord. You're on a good base, on a good foundation. A lot of us that are kind of active, we've been active to some degree for a while, but there's a handful of guys that don't move because they don't know how. And those guys, I wish, are the ones who would watch this, and I wish they would message me and they say, Sam, I saw your thing, I need some help. And that's it. That's all it takes. And I almost had a guy in the group dialed in, and unfortunately it didn't work out, and he had some life stuff happen. So, but I'm going to put it back out there because you're worth it, and I know it. And so, anywho, I don't have much else to touch on tonight other than like that. And we have to start understanding. We have to start holding ourselves accountable and quit letting little justifiable, little fragile rockers in our brain let us keep slipping. And I'm talking to myself. You start tracking your food and understanding what it is and what it means, and then you get to see, like for me, it's like my little sneaky sweet treats, and it's like those little sneaky sweet treats are the reason that you're not what you want to be. Face it. Like you got to quit making excuses. It ain't nobody else. Ain't nobody. It's you. It's what you're doing. So I'm just going to sit idle. A handful of people in here for a sec. If anybody wants to jump on, has got something to say. Better yet, if anybody's got any questions, now's a great time. And if not, no worries. It's crazy how fast these weeks go by. I tell you that much. No comments, no questions. Everybody's doing good, right? And there again, the guys that come in here and watch us, they're doing good. And the guys that come in and see us doing good, sometimes that affects the little ego, and we got to recognize some things. So if you're dipping or smoking because it pulls you out of a stressful situation, or you come home and you have a little drinky drink, like There needs to be some recognition is all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything, but understand there's more to a lot of this stuff. And so anyway, dude, Reset 6 might be a short one tonight, but it's got good info. I'll just put it out there while I'm going to idle for a few more moments here, and if nobody gets to pop up, and I'm going to jam. But guys, I'm a certified yoga teacher, and I'm not done with I finished my coursework on my certified personal trainer. And so I don't know if I'll test. Hopefully, maybe I'll test next week, but we'll find out. But anyway, I've screwed up enough in my own existence with booze and whatever, right? Time and people and all the things. Like, I come at this from a wealth of personal experience and knowledge and education. So like, if you want to get your body moving, but you don't know how, call me. If you want to learn how to eat, but you don't know how, call me. If you want to be a better version of yourself, but you have no idea what that even is, call me. I'm free in this group. A lot of us think we know what we're doing, but we don't. And it's nobody's fault, but like, if you go to the grocery store and you don't know the appropriate foods to buy to fuel your body with like nutrients and healthy food, like, we need to have more conversations. And I know that we have the guys that are aware, but then, cheat on the weekends or whatever. Dude, that's tough. That's life. You're living. It's fine, right? We're not trying to be bikini models or whatever. So, but the thing is, like, what happens when you're 65 and, you bend over to pick up your grandkid and you have a heart attack, right? You fall over. And then you wake up in the hospital like, dang, we almost lost you. I'm glad you made it. Like, is that what it's going to take? Because that's my question. And I know there, again, a handful of people in here watching, like, maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But, like, once you put this stuff out, it doesn't go away. And I want dudes to start understanding that if you're not actively trying to be physically healthier, it's going to get real rough. And it's going to get real weird, and it's going to get real scary. And if you've never been scared, that's probably why you're not changing. Because anybody that's ever had a life scared to any capacity, like, you tell them something, they're like, Raj, got it, like, locked in. So anyway, kind of starting to blab, but you guys are awesome, and we'll keep this Tuesday Night Live going. But guys, if you're driving through drive-thrus for food and not a treat or something fun, but that's your meal, call me, please. Like, we can get it right. So anyway, be good, dudes. If you can't, be good at it, I guess. I'm going to jam a little half-hour sesh tonight, but that's all right. Appreciate you guys, and continue posting in the group, because you're inspiring people. You don't know it. You don't realize it. And also understand where you're at and what you're doing, and you're ahead of where you think you are. And it's all right. So, guys, I'm going to jam. I want to go watch a little high school football, or not football, sorry, a little high school basketball on YouTube here. And I'll look for questions. I don't see anything in here. So, if it is, I apologize. I'm going to look in anybody. Got a couple of viewers. Anybody want to come on? You guys can come on. Tell us your wins and struggles, or if you have questions right now, it's perfect. Don't be scared. Like, none of us know everything. Shit. Surely somebody's got a silly question about, like, ooh, like, I don't even know, but I don't know. I got shit I want to give away and stuff and do things in this group, but we got to be a little more interactive. Like, you know what I'm saying? And anyway, guys, I when you figure out your gift in life, that's good or whatever, and then, like, when you learn to give it away, that's like the success of life. Like, I'm trying to give away some super easy, research, scientifically proven methods to better ourselves. That's it. So I'm gonna get out of here. You guys are badass. You're inspiring. And I'm going to say I've been on this stabilization workout. If I'm going to go from January to March, kind of the true winter season. And I was we talked about embarrassingly manageable weight. And I'm however far into it, 6, 7, 8 weeks now. And things are happening. So when you go to the gym for the first time in a long time, don't think you need to start being the strongest guy there. Because the people that really go to the gym, we know, and we understand, and we expect, and we hope to see people not ego lifting to hurt themselves. Had a young guy in there today, and he's strong, but he flat barred himself with like 275. Like, you'll hurt, you know? Like, don't do stuff because it's not worth it. So anyway, I got a lot of knowledge, guys. And what we learned in 1995, things have evolved a little bit. So give me a holler and we'll get healthy. Love you, dudes. I seriously, genuinely mean that. Go kiss on your old lady. I hate that word. Go kiss your wife or your girlfriend. Love you.